All right, so picking up where we left off, our four-firm concentration ratio. And so this is an old tool that measures, so it measures what share of the total sales in the industry are accounted for by the largest firms. And this says typically 4 to 8 firms, but for the most part, it is going to be 4 firms, especially just at this stage, at this principles level, right? And so what are we talking about here? We're talking about the firm's market share. And so this is each firm's proportion of total sales in that market. The other way of identifying, and again, both of these are old ways, right? So we could think about this as, you know, old way number 1, and then the second way of us doing it would be through using the Herfindahl-Hirschman index, which, thank goodness, we abbreviate. That's abbreviate and appreciate. We appreciate the abbreviation of HHI. So the Herfindahl-Hirschman index, or HHI, is a approach to measuring market concentration by adding the square of the market share of each firm in an industry. So these are the default ways you'll see in a lot of textbooks, even, you know, the managerial economics class that I teach at the master's level. We talk about these and students calculate them and you know, but at the end of the day, these are the old methods. Because of the nature of technology and globalization, markets are more amorphous. What was once pretty easy has become very difficult. And so our new way of measuring the degree of power in monopolies is as follows. So this new method involves analysis of specific markets and companies. Instead of the old way of defining a market and counting up sales. So this new way of measuring market power is done in 2 steps. I mean, it's more than 2 steps, but just for our sake of learning, call it 2 steps. So the first one is they are going to estimate the demand curve of the firms proposing a merger. The second step is they're going to estimate the supply curve. Oh, and these are curves of the firms. And actually I lied. This isn't a 2-step process. This is a 3-step process. And then we're going to build a statistical model with the hopes of estimating the likely outcome for consumers if the firms are allowed to merge. So they build the supply curves, they build the demand curves, and then they run a statistical model trying to look at how this is going to impact the price of the good. Obviously, quality is something that they can't really quantify, so they're just going to be looking at the price of it. Questions on old way or new way of measuring the degree of monopoly power? So the reason why we have a new way is because of this problem right here, right? So because of that, therefore, we use statistical models rather than using some, method that, sure worked in the past, but again, technology and globalization has really made our definition of markets much more unfocused or amorphous or ephemeral than before. All right, so let's just talk about, in general, regulating anti-competitive behavior, because probably, why are my words failing me today? Contrary to popular belief, monopoly itself is not illegal under antitrust laws. So let's do 12.2, regulating anti-competitive behavior.